Hey everybody, John Ward here for teamtutorials.com, and today we're going to talk about backing up an existing WordPress blog that's live on the web and importing that into a tool called Local by Flywheel. And we did another tutorial where we just set up a test environment with Local, and it gives you a little bit of idea on how to actually install the application and stuff like that. So if you have problems with the installer, go ahead and go to teamtutorials.com and look for the tutorial to set up a local test environment using Flywheel. So to get started, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the localbyflywheel.com. You're going to download the software. You're going to choose your platform. It's going to ask you for some personal information. You're going to click Get It Now. And then you're going to get the installer. You're going to download that installer, open it, and then just follow through with the installer and install local. And once you have local installed, it's going to look like this. And you are not going to have any sites set up, but I already have a couple sites set up, so it looks a little bit different. You're going to have like a blank screen that says you need to set up your first site. And that's about it for installation of local. The next thing we need to do is actually go to our WordPress site into the cPanel and download the export of our database and our public HTML file. So you're going to want to go to your website, port 2082, and you're going to want to log in using your hosting information. And what you're going to do is you're going to find this backup link. You're going to click that. You're going to scroll down here to where it says home directory backup. You're going to download the home directory backup, and you're going to go to your MySQL backup. And you're probably only going to have one here. I have two because I was doing some testing. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download the WordPress database here. And I'm not going to do these in the tutorial because it takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and open my download folder that already has that information in it. As you can see, I have a WordPress gzip file and I have a backup gzip file. So what I went ahead and already did was I extracted both of these files. So you can see I have the .sql file here and I have the folder with the WordPress backup here. And what we need to do is we need to go into the WordPress backup file. We need to find our public HTML directory, and we want to copy the public HTML directory back into our main download directory. And the reason we're doing this is because local expects you to have a zip file that has your SQL database in the root directory and then also has your WordPress installation files. So we're going to copy this folder, and then we're going to create a zip file with the SQL file and the WordPress files, so we can import it into local. So now that I've done that, I'm going to click on the public HTML directory and the SQL file. I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to compress the two items so it'll create a zip file, or you're going to send it to a zip folder on Windows, I believe it's called. So this is going to take a couple seconds to go ahead and compress all our files and create our archive. I'm going to go ahead and let that do its thing, and then we will import that into local. Okay, so it's done creating our archive. You can see right here we have archive.zip. You could rename this if you want to your site. I'm going to call it Team Tutorials 3 because I already have a couple local development environments set up. So we'll call it Team Tutorials 3. We're going to go into local. We're going to go up to the top menu. We're going to hit File, Import Site, and then we're going to find our zip file we just created. We're going to click Open. Now, you can rename your site here if you want to. You can go into your advanced options. You can rename your domain. This is going to be the domain that you open in the web browser to view your site. And you can also change the location that it installs the files. I am going to leave everything the way it is. I'm going to click Continue. So this is going to take probably a couple minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just cancel it because I already have a site set up. So I'll show you what happens once it's done. So when it's done, you'll have this overview page here. It's telling me I'm on WordPress 5.2.4, and 5.3 actually just came out last night, so I could actually update it here if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that right now. If you want to see any more information about your site, you can see the web server, the PHP version, the database version, stuff like that. If you go to the database tab, it gives you the local database information, so you can connect to that if you wanted to go in and edit the database. What I'm going to do is click View Site so I can see my site in the browser, and it opened on my other monitor, so let me bring it over. And here you can see I am on teamtutorials2.local, which is my local domain, and I have a fully functioning WordPress site, just like my production website. And if I want to, I can go into WP admin. It's going to be the same login information as my production environment. So you could log into WP admin here, and you could see, you know, all of the plugins and everything that you have enabled in production on your local machine. So you could do some development here, install different plugins, updates, stuff like that. Make sure if you're going to do the 5.3 update, make sure it doesn't break anything in your local environment before you do it in production, stuff like that. The only other thing I want to show you is that the site path here is where your files are located. So mine is in local sites. So I'm going to open that. And you can see I have Team Tutorials 2. You're going to go into app. It's going to be where all your location of all your files are. And public is going to be that public HTML directory that you created. So this is all your WordPress files, your WP content folder, stuff like that. And the SQL directory is going to be your WordPress database file. So you could use these two files here to upload to your production environment once you make changes if you want to do that. So that's basically it for this tutorial. Hopefully you found it helpful and you are now able to set up a local copy of your production website in WordPress on your desktop. So check out the comments. If you have any questions, leave us a comment and we'll try to help you out. All right, thanks.